Hello everybody, my name is Neil Bakiev and I'm your IELTS instructor from New Zealand. When you visit my website ieltstoefl.com, you will have the chance to buy several video courses that will help you to prepare for your upcoming IELTS exam. Today we are focusing on Academic Book 20, Test 1, Speaking Part 1. Our topic is walking. Let's analyze this topic in detail. So here's the first question. How much walking do you do in your life? I tend to walk quite a lot in my daily life for two main reasons. Firstly, walking helps me clear my head and unwind after a busy day. For example, I often go for a short walk in the evening to reflect on my day, listen to a podcast, or simply enjoy some fresh air, which helps me feel more relaxed and focused afterwards. Secondly, it allows me to get my steps in and stay active without needing a strict workout routine. For instance, I usually walk to nearby shops, choose to walk short distances instead of driving, and sometimes take longer routes on purpose so that I can maintain a healthy level of physical activity. Let's just look at the structure of my response. So the question is, how much walking do you do? Okay, so how much? That means often, sometimes, from time to time, and that's exactly what the examiner wants you to say. And therefore, I say I tend to walk quite a lot. You see, so I have answered this question precisely. And then here for two main reasons. And then I focus on the first reason and then I give one relevant example. Okay, and then I'm talking about the second reason and then I present one more relevant example. Okay. And if you use the structure, it will be easy for you to have a flow of speech and you'll be able to talk about this topic extensively. Okay, now let's just focus on the next question. Did you ever walk more when you were at school than now? No, I actually didn't, simply because my daily routine at school was quite structured and didn't involve much movement outside the classroom. Most of my time was spent sitting in lessons, and I usually traveled to and from school by public transport, so there wasn't much opportunity for walking. However, if I had lived closer to my school or had more outdoor activities during the day, then I would probably have walked a lot more, especially between classes or after school, which might have helped me stay more active back then. All right, so what's the structure here? So the question is, did you ever walk? So the examiner wants to evaluate your knowledge about the past simple tense, right? Because did and then were. So here my answer is no, I actually didn't. You see, the question is did you? And therefore no, I actually didn't, simply because. And I immediately want to explain why. Okay, and then as you can see here, I use very complex grammar. Okay, so and I'm using a lot of past sentences here. So for example, I say that was quite structured, so I'm using the passive voice, and then didn't involve. Okay, and then was spent, again I'm using the past simple here, and then traveled, and then there wasn't much opportunity, and then here I'm using the third conditional. If I had lived, and then had, then I would have walked. And then also I'm using the modal verb here, might have. I might have helped. So as you can see, I'm using a lot of grammar here to show my knowledge about grammar, and that's how I can improve my speaking score. Okay, so that's one of the best ways to do it. So the examiner will pay close attention to the structure and to the grammar that you're using in your responses. All right, now let's just focus on the next question. What places are there to go for a walk near where you live? Of all the places that I've ever been to near where I live, I would highly recommend going to the local coastal walkway, which runs along the shoreline and offers beautiful views of the sea. What makes this place stand out is the fresh ocean air, the sound of the waves, and the fact that the path is well maintained, so it's perfect for both short strolls and longer walks. It's especially enjoyable in the early morning or around sunset when the atmosphere is calm and less crowded. Okay, now let's just look at the structure of my response. So the question is, what places are there to go, right? So in this case, we're using the present simple tense here, okay? But here I'm using the present perfect. I just say like, of all the places I've ever been to, okay, and then I would highly recommend. So use this structure. Okay, so basically the examiner asks you this question and then you can start giving your advice or recommendation. Okay, so of all the places I've ever been to, okay, and then I would highly recommend. Remember that after I would highly recommend, make sure to use ing. I would highly recommend going, visiting, traveling, okay? Next, then here I also use the structure. What makes this place stand out is. That basically means what makes this place special is, okay? And then as you can see here, I'm using a lot of descriptive language. So I want to describe. So what am I doing here? For example, I just say like the local coastal walkway and then runs along the shoreline. Okay, what else? So here I'm just paying attention to the advanced vocabulary that I've just used. Then the sound of the waves. Then the path is well maintained. Okay, and then strolls, because the examiner is talking about walks, so that's how we can paraphrase. Short strolls, okay, and then longer walks. And here, when the atmosphere is calm, so you can use all of these words to demonstrate your descriptive language, that you can describe the way you walk around one particular place, use a lot of adjectives, use your advanced vocabulary to impress the IELTS examiner. Okay, cool. And here we have one more short paragraph, because the question is, what places are there? So the examiner wants to know more than like one place. That's why you can just introduce one more place. The next popular spot for walking would be a nearby park with open green spaces and tree-lined paths, which makes it ideal for a relaxed walk or a light workout. Many people go there to unwind, walk their dogs, or simply take a break from daily routines, so it feels quite lively yet peaceful at the same time. So here again, the structure is the next popular spot for walking would be. Okay. So now let's just look at the structure again. Firstly, I said of all the places I've ever been to, and then I would highly recommend, and I'm talking about the first place. Now I'm talking about the second place, and here I can make a smooth transition. And when you're making this transition, that's how you get your high score for coherence and cohesion, right? You're trying to connect your ideas together. So therefore, the next popular spot, in this case, spot means place, okay? And again, here I'm using a lot of a descriptive language to impress the examiner by saying open green spaces, tree-lined paths, and then I just say break from daily routines. Okay, and then peaceful, and then lively. As you can see, I'm using a lot of descriptive language here. Okay, that's how you can get a high score for your speaking section if you are using this particular structures and techniques. Okay, perfect. Now let's just focus on the next question. Would you ever like to go on a walking holiday? I would definitely be keen to go on a walking holiday in a scenic place such as the mountains or along a coastal trail. The primary reason for this is that it would allow me to switch off from my daily routine and enjoy nature at a slower pace. For example, I imagine walking through quiet forests, breathing in fresh air, and discovering small villages or viewpoints along the way, which would make the whole experience feel more meaningful and refreshing. If, however, the weather were too harsh or the route were too physically demanding, I would probably choose a shorter or more comfortable trail so that I could still enjoy the experience without exhausting myself. Perfect. So the question is, would you ever like to do something? So how can you paraphrase this phrase, would you ever like to? One of the ways to do it is to say, I would definitely be keen to. Okay, a lot of native English speakers always say keen to. For example, would you be keen to go to the movies tonight? Would you be keen to go out with your friends? Which means, would you like to? Okay, so I would definitely be keen. So the question is, would you ever like to? So the answer is yes or no. And therefore, I say definitely, which means 100%. And then I say the primary reason for this is, which basically means the main reason for this. So you need to provide some reasons. And then I say, for example, so provide one particular example. Okay, and then here I'm using complex grammar. I just say, if, however, the weather were too harsh, okay, I would probably choose. I'm using the second conditional. So only advanced students can use second conditionals or third conditionals, so try to use them in your responses to impress the examiner. Okay, and then also here, as you can see, I'm using some modal verbs, could, might, would, so try to use also lots of modal verbs because that shows your high level of your language proficiency. Cool. Alrighty, now, and that's it. Alright guys, I hope that you have learned a lot of strategies, a lot of techniques, and I hope that all of you will get the highest possible score when taking the actual IELTS exam. Good luck to all of you.